I'm Sebastien. I'm a tech entrepreneur and investor now. I created my first company about 7 years ago. We built farming machines with AI to help farmers with sustainability practices. And recently, I am exploring a few different things. So I'm investing in early stage tech companies. I'm teaching a few entrepreneurship classes at Stanford and MIT. And I'm advising a range of different organizations, both early stage startups, late stage companies, but also public organizations. My areas of focus are generally AI and how it impacts society in general, but specifically legacy industries. So agriculture was one of them, but I'm also passionate about how it impacts education, transportation, and other very large and often pretty legacy types of industry. Yeah. So initially, that's not what we wanted to do. We did not want to build new farming machines. What we wanted to do was to help farmers use less chemicals in the field. Chemicals are bad for the environment. They're bad for health of farmers and for health of consumers. So we spent about 6 months on the field with them to try to understand how they use chemicals and why they could not do without them. We initially wanted to, or had a bias toward using data to solve this issue, but quickly we realized that what they were missing was not the information, was not the data, but it was the infrastructure. So that's how we turned to robotics, and we turned our attention to building new farming machines that are capable of ingesting data. And because they are capable of essentially taking images and understanding what's in front of them, they're also capable of being drastically more precise. So that's how we came up with the idea of building new machines and then building AI algorithms on top of these machines to enable farmers with the right tools. Yeah, sure. There were several of them. I think initially, like very early days, seeing the first few farmers actually using our products to save chemicals, to save money, that was a big milestone for us. That was like the first time after about 3 years that we really had an impact on what was happening on the field. So to me, like these are kind of the most important ones. But then yes, like we had a recognition in the media, both the mainstream media with Time magazine being one of them, but also kind of the specialized media with a lot of people in the farming community, both conferences and journals praising our product, and that's something that obviously we're very proud of. So the way we use AI at Farmwise is that we build a very large data set of plant images, essentially. So our machines are taking millions and millions of images of plants, and we use this data to learn AI algorithms that are capable of recognizing plants. And this is a very powerful skill, actually, that machines can have, because once they can recognize plants, they can better target them. So the way AI at Farmwise has an impact is that it enables machines to be drastically more precise by being able to target every single plant individually. And for instance, at Farmwise today, we apply that to perform a process called mechanical weeding, where essentially we're moving physical blades in the ground with high precision and speed to cut out the weeds that are growing in fields. Now, I think this is only the beginning for AI in farming, as it is for AI in many other industries. This is at Farmwise, like we are tackling one of the first applications of AI, but there is a lot that's coming, in my opinion. One of them is being able to better understand what plants actually need from a kind of system level perspective. So instead of only like targeting plants based on the real-time information that the machines are capturing, AI will increasingly be able to merge that information with other sources of information in order to infer what's best for plants. And that I'm very excited about. So very early days, but a lot to build in the farming industry, like in many other industries with AI. Sure. So yeah, there are many challenges. I think at least two of them are the chicken and egg problem with the data. It's often much easier to start accumulating data once you have a powerful algorithm that is capable of creating customer value. But you typically need a lot of data to be able to build that customer value in the first place. So that's one challenge that a lot of companies are facing. The other one is building, let's say, AI capable teams. AI is something that's technical skills, but also in order to be done well, requires very deep understanding of the specific customer problems that you're trying to solve. So having people that can manage both is something that's very rare, and so building teams that are um, skilled enough in both areas is something that is increasing, like very powerful if done well, but also very hard to do. So I find that a lot of companies like struggle in one of these two areas, and so I think it's only the beginning. Like in the same way that internet or like mobile were a very transformative disruptions that required most companies to really change the way they do business in themselves. I believe that the same will happen with AI, and I believe that most companies in like 3 5 years from now will have essentially AI being used in pretty much all departments. So, in my opinion, it's like existing teams, existing organizations need to adapt, um, and they need to bring on technical skills from the outside, but they also need to change themselves. So I think a combination of both is typically what works for a lot of companies. I think there are a number of them. Like if we take farming, for instance, like the entire principle of why AI is useful, which is also the entire hypothesis behind Farmwise, was that we could now personalize or customize solutions on a plant-by-plant basis with AI. And we could do so very cost effectively, much more cost effectively than what was possible before, because we can use AI to understand a lot of data about every specific plant. We can be drastically more efficient. I think we can take the same principle and apply them to a lot of different industries where customization that used to be very costly are now becoming very cost effective. And that can bring a lot of efficiency. So if we take transportation, if we take shipping, for instance, if we take supply chain, like all of these things can benefit from, all of these industries, sorry, can benefit a lot from a higher level of customization, which can be brought by AI. So I'm very excited to see these positive impacts of AI in terms of sustainability. Obviously, we've heard about the flip side of it and how AI consumes energy. But I think the potential for efficiency gains are several orders of magnitude higher than the current cost or environmental cost of running algorithms. Now it's on the companies, on the industries of today to adapt in a way that is environmentally conscious. But I'm very hopeful that overall the efficiency gains that these different industries will see drastically outweighs the environmental impact of running the AI algorithms in the first place. Yeah, so it's been a very exciting experience since I started this new role. I get to meet a lot of young entrepreneurs passionate about like disrupting industries that they care about. I think one of the criteria I use and one of the advice I have for early stage entrepreneurs that are looking to use AI to create new applications is to have a very strong strategy on a flywheel around data. uh, I think that over time, very quickly, the differentiation is not going to come from how smart your algorithms are. I think that this is going to be increasingly commoditized, and a few very large companies will kind of fight each other to have a little bit more efficiency on these algorithms. But I think the rest of the application focused companies will fight each other on the data. So I think having a strategy where you can um, capture very valuable data for yourself as you build and scale the company is something that's increasingly valuable. So I often look at these opportunities in the companies I'm investigating, and the founders that understand that well and have a clear strategy on how to do this well, I think are the ones that I'm excited about typically. VC, I'm teaching different entrepreneurship classes at Stanford and MIT and École Polytechnique in France. I'm also advising a range of different companies, early stage, mid stage, either as a board member or an advisor. And I'm advising and consulting for a range of different larger organizations, either public or private. But all of these different commitments, for me, like they're excuses to meet very interesting people and get exposed to new ideas as I decide what I want to do next. And what I want to do next, like full time, is either to join like a bright team that's very passionate about like bringing AI to disrupt or like drastically increase efficiency in another one of these legacy industries that I talked about, or start my own project to do so.